So here's a question. What's your thoughts about life after death? And where do you go after death? And so here's my thoughts. Everybody's different on these things, but anyway, here's where I'm at with it. And it's all based on direct experiences. Because of a lot of out of body experiences that I've had, I've really got to know firsthand that we are not our bodies. We are way bigger than our bodies. Our bodies allow us to live in a physical planet. It allows our soul to live in a physical planet, but still, we are not our bodies. So, thanks to these out of body experiences, first of all, I know that death does not exist. Our body will go, of course, but consciousness, which is one of our basic essences, is consciousness. Our consciousness is forever. It doesn't born, it doesn't die. It's always been. So in that way, death doesn't really exist. And then now, influenced by and inspired by the Tibetan Book of the Dead, there's a whole journey we go through after we die. Like in the afterlife, in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they call it the bardo. The bardo means the gap between lives. Anyway, there's basically 3 stages in the afterlife. The first is the clear light of pure reality. So you're hit with enlightenment. If you could accept it, you'd be enlightened. Most people, it's too much to handle. It just goes over their head, and sometimes, just in a few seconds it's done. And then you go through another stage they call the karmic illusions. And then you run through a lot of all your thoughts and feelings and so on, and you learn what you have to learn in the afterlife. You have 9 times more sensitivity, more perception, more wisdom, and you can see everything of your past life and what were the strong points, and if you had learned what you had set out to learn, and everything. And then from observing with this astute cognition that, oh, I could have done better here, and I could have done better there, and this part I did good. Anyway, you were setting up a new life, desires for your new life, exactly what you want to practice and test yourself and so on for the new life. And that goes through until at one point you have examined everything and you really know what you want to do for the next life. And that desire springs the 3rd stage of the afterlife. So in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they call it rebirth and seeking of the womb door. So we are picking our families. We're picking the best situations for us to learn whatever we have to learn. And then we go through, we're washed in the waters of forgetfulness as part of this last stage, so that we don't have all the memory right in the front of our brain, which would undermine our sense of self-discovery. So after we've seen everything with our 9 times more perception, then everything is pushed into our subconscious so that we can go into this life and have our sense of discovery and creativity intact. And that's the whole drift of it with the life. So death doesn't really exist, and yes, we have an opportunity in our afterlife to really know ourselves.